Welcome back to my Scrape Universe. It's your boy R's back again with another video. I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't feel like reviewing this episode. I was having a good time enjoying my break of not having to review this garbage, but another episode came out, so we're back at it again this week. I'm just gonna be really forefront. Not only did I not feel like making this shit, but this was just a massive waste of time. Only reason why I'm making this is because I know you guys want to see the shit. Obviously, otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on it. So, with that in mind, let's move forward, okay? Rating system. Let's go. So, we still had a pre-cap at the beginning. And Jiren and Goku, we start off with the episode with them just having a fucking stare down. And literally within, not even a minute into the fucking episode, these niggas are already giving exposition.
I don't like where this is going.
So that means that this is going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Pristine, super quality. Giving more exposition. I want you to pay very close attention to this animation here, this little cut to the stands scene. Remember this shit, okay? I want you to remember this. So Whis is giving his exposition about how Goku definitely needs to master Ultra Instinct or get the hang of it, or he's basically gonna lose. And Goku finally goes into attacking Jiren, and we finally get into the fight. So we're already off to a bad start because these little fucking fighting animations are literally recycled from the fucking intro. Yeah, the intro that they made literally months ago. That main I can't even fucking get it out. That's how bad this is. I'm sorry. The most animations, like the fighting animations that were used in this fucking episode, were recycled from the intro. I want you to think about how bad that is, okay? That we waited for this shit for months. We waited for them to recycle animation from the fucking intro. Also, they seem to have hired Michael Bay to direct this episode because there was a shit ton of explosions in this episode, like an egregious amount, to the point where I was waiting for Zeno to say, I can't really see because of the explosions and Goku and Jiren moving so fast. But of course, no, this is super awesome, super duper amazing, and man. Like, when you saw Not Birder fighting Frieza, they're moving too fast. Mind you, not moving incredibly too fast. Just no explosions either. Massive amount of explosions. These guys are moving way faster than those two. Can see it with no problem.
Of course!
Of course. I also want you to pay attention to this fucking cut animation for when the Grand Priest and Zeno give their exposition, okay? I want you to remember this as well. The Grand Priest says that the Tournament of Power is finally entering its most crucial moment. Recycling more fighting from the intro. I shit you not. I can't make this up. This is literally like the entire of the fucking episode, okay? And remember the animation? They cut back to it for the second time. You want to see some pristine recycle animation? Look no further than this episode, lads. Look no further. They're still throwing hands, creating a bunch of Michael Bay explosions. We see some unique animations, but they're just standing still and throwing a blurry of punches at each other. So I don't know if that can be called an improvement, but I'll take it. Whatever. They cut back to the stands again, state the obvious. Whis repeats what he said like a month ago. I mean, I guess. Then he elaborates on what he talked about a month ago. Still talking, and then Goku uses the Kamehameha used against Kefla. Literally the same animations and everything. Like the dodging animations when he's jumping back to forth is literally the same from when he fought Kefla. Can't make this shit up. The only difference between that Kamehameha and this Kamehameha is that he's fighting Jiren and he didn't flip upside down. So that great moment when he did that clean ass dodge is now tainted because they ruined one of the best unique moments of the series by reusing it and expecting it to have the same effect. So he goes in for the Kamehameha, and you see a bunch of light shows. Sorry, I forgot to mention that there was a ton of explosions and light shows. Of course, it doesn't work. Can anyone really be surprised? Of course, none of that shit worked. Jiren, I'm sorry. Toppo gives his little exposition saying that Jiren has been observing Goku and now he can see through all his shit. Blasts Goku up into the air, and luckily Goku uses Kamehameha, the flow of it anyway, to block the attack. So I guess that's creative. I'll give them some points for a little bit of creativity, if you can call it that, I guess. They go back to the stands, give him more exposition. Belmont saying basically it doesn't matter how good his defense is, as long as he has an incomplete Ultra Instinct, he can't win. Again, going back to the same Beerus animation for the third time. You think I'm kidding about this recycle animation? I have a treat for you guys at the end. A treat, I tell you. Okay? Then Vegeta gives his exposition, saying that the Saiyans have been breaking through their limits over and over again. Yeah, through some ass-pull power that doesn't follow any consistency with Saiyans in general. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, right? Usually, Saiyans, once they break through their limits, once they reach the end of their limits, they can't break their limits again within just a few minutes, right? Like, that's not a thing that happened, right? Goku, for example, when he was fighting Kid Buu, okay? He fought Kid Buu, and they were fighting each other. They were kicking ass. And then Goku tried to unleash more power Super Saiyan 3 and break his limits. He already had broken his limits by going Super Saiyan 3 to begin with because he was low on energy. But he collapsed. In this freaking super shit, Goku has said that he was low on stamina, right? Literally 3 times in 3 different ways. And still manages to keep going into his final fucking form. Every time. So now Saiyans went from guys that could break limits, but at some point still had to collapse under the weight of all that fucking strain. Now they have virtually unlimited stamina, virtually unlimited ki, and can break their limits multiple times and within a few minutes of each other. Just over and over and over again. Oh, and they also have auto healing now. Why? Reasons. Belmont takes this personally and says, Jiren, knock this man off. Right now, I don't want him to do anything else. It doesn't work because he's Goku and his plot armor has to be strong in order for there to be another episode. So, no surprises there. Then we see a moment where Goku is starting to feel out Ultra Instinct. He's starting to get the hang of it. And then Jiren blitzes Goku and knocks him under the ring and starts firing a hail flurry of punches. After that, Goku finally started getting the hang of it and swapped from defensive to offensive. The only other complaint that I had here was that this nigga was literally like several hundreds of meters below the ring. For some reason, he wasn't eliminated. Now that the freaking the series is almost over, now they're trying to specify where out of bounds is. even though there are other characters that, like, literally the instant they fell off, they didn't fall nearly as far as Goku has and got eliminated, like, instantly. But we're not supposed to notice that. There's no plot armor for any of these characters. It's just all convenience. After countering a bunch of Jiren's blows, he fires one decisive punch or blast. I don't know really what it was, but it damaged Jiren. And then he has this little, I don't know what the fuck this is. It looks like a galaxy to me, or like a small universe. And a lot of people were asking about this. Holy shit, he had like a universe below him. Does that mean that he has like a small universe or a galaxy or something inside of him? No, don't read too deep into a series that doesn't make sense. Okay? The only reason why this is there, most likely, is for A, dramatic effect, and B, imagery. To basically show us how vast Goku's power is. As vast as a universe? Think about it. I'm not saying that I'm right. Just think about it. Now, the thing that confuses the shit out of me is that Zeno says is all of that Goku's energy. Now, the problem with this is, if this is all of Goku's energy, where did it come from? Where did it come from? The only energy that he got was from Vegeta, and he burned through that, like, immediately. So, not only did he have the stamina to go back into Ultra Instinct, which is supposed to have an excessive drain and have an excessive physical toll on your body, as directly stated by Whis in this episode, and yet he's gone into it 3 times. But now he goes from having virtually no energy to having one of the vastest pools of energy that he's ever had in a tournament thus far.
Excuse me, what?
Explanation? Can I get it? No. Of course not. Jiren fires a ki blast at Goku, and the coolest moment of the episode finally shows up. Goku comes up, grabs his shit, and just flicks it away. He hits him with all these cool-ass looking shots and all that other good shit. Hits, like this was the best moment of the episode. Hands down, okay? It was the best moment of the episode, hands down, and he masters Ultra Instinct. But two major issues, two major gripes. A, it was for 30 fucking seconds. Literally the exact same shit they did a couple weeks ago. Okay? 30 seconds of greatness out of a 23-minute episode. You waited a couple weeks for this. Okay? And also, he mastered Ultra Instinct, the thing that no God Destruction has been stated to be able to master yet. And they have been around for hundreds of thousands of years. And he has mastered this Ultra Instinct that these guys haven't mastered in hundreds of thousands of years in less than 20 fucking minutes. Just to remind you, it took him a year to master Super Saiyan. It took him 7 years to get Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3. He still hasn't mastered those transformations yet. Then he got Super Saiyan God via a ritual. Then it took him several more months to get Super Saiyan Blue. He still hasn't mastered Super Saiyan God. Still hasn't been stated that he mastered Super Saiyan Blue. Master Super Saiyan Blue is a concept that only exists in the manga. Yet he masters the technique that literally gods of destructions who are hundreds of thousands of years old haven't mastered, and he did it in 20 minutes. I want you to think about that. I would also like to point out that this Goku White shit was literally fanfiction. Literally fanfiction. I'm going to put up something for you right now, and I want you to tell me if it looks a little familiar to something.
Yeah, that's it? That's the best you got? Oh, that sucks.
You watched it, right? What the fuck, Toriyama? Have you really taken the piss this badly? That we're literally copying shit from fan animations into your series. Oh, did I forget to mention that this whole episode looked like one big fat anime war? Yeah, Master Media's anime war with the little explosions and shit and constant recycle animations. That's what this whole episode reminded me of. This is what you waited for. Okay? Let's go into the preview. Goku still fighting Jiren, obviously, with his mastered form. Jiren apparently has now he's using his real full power. And they're going to have the greatest showdown of all time. Sure they are. And you might think, Ars, is your review over? It hasn't been that long. It's only been a little bit over 10 minutes. Or at least I'm assuming it's been a little bit over 10 minutes. Is your review over? No. I'm not done quite yet. I'm doing my first exposition, animation, and screen time breakdown. Yay! Because this episode made me so fucking annoyed that I waited 2 weeks for this shit, that I actually went back, after I'd taken all my screenshots from the episode, I went back and I actually started doing timestamps of how many times they cut to other people away, either they cut away from the fight or to other people in the stands, gave exposition, or recycled animation. So I went back and I took notes of all of that shit. Alright? That's the reason why this video took so long for me to make. Along with the fact that I might have to process all my audio through Audacity and all that other good shit. Okay? So, the first 4 minutes is the intro and the pre-cap. Then, the last minute and 31 seconds is outro and pre-cap. So, that in itself shortens the runtime for by about 5 minutes and 31 seconds, meaning the episode itself is about 18 minutes and 5 seconds long. Okay? So from 4 minutes to 4:35, they were standing and staring. From 4:36 to 5:14, they cut to the stands, gave exposition. 5:39 to 5:46, recycled animation. 5:56 to 6:13, exposition, recycled fighting, cuts to the stands. 6:31 to 7:16, cuts back to the stands, more exposition, recycles Goku's Kamehameha and dodging animation from when he fought Kefla. 7:23 to 7:43, cuts to Zenos, exposition, pans the stands. 7:55 to 8:07, cuts to Zenos, exposition, pans the stands. 8:13 to 8:25, Toppo gives exposition. 8:41 to 8:59, swaps back to the Grand Priest and Zeno for more exposition. 9:08 to 10:38, goes back to the stands, gives more exposition. 11:04 to 11:20, more exposition. 11:29 to 11:44, cuts back to the stands. 12:46 to 12:48, recycle animation. 12:59 to 13:19, cuts back to the stands for more exposition. 13:24, 13:26, new Goku versus Jiren animation recycled. One they just introduced a few seconds before that, they recycled it again. Okay? 13:28, 12:35, they recycled the same animation I just talked about on the previous slide again. 12:36 to 12:38, cuts to Whis. 13:48 to 14:18, cuts to the stands, gave more exposition. 14:19 to 14:44, exposition from Whis continues, recycle animation from the intro, recycle Goku versus Jiren animation for the third time, recycles more animation from the intro. 14:45 to 15 minutes. Cuts back to the stands, more exposition. 15:25 to 16:21. Cuts back to the stands. 16:28 to 16:31. Jiren versus Goku exchange, animation, reuse. 16:34 to 16:44. Cuts back to the stands, and they do that back and forth over and over again for 10 seconds. 16:52 to 17:12. Cuts back to the stands, gets more animation, reuses Jiren Flurry Punch animation. 7:14 to 7:17. Cuts back to Toppo, gives more exposition. 17:48 to 17:50. Recycles Jiren Flurry Punch animation again, but this time they added some sparks to it. 18:19 to 18:39. Zeno and Grand Priest give more exposition. 18:52 to 18:54. Cuts back to the stands. 19:19 to 19:38. Cuts back to the stands, and more exposition is given. Oh, did you think it was over yet? No, not even close. We're still going. 2012 to 2016 cuts back to the stands. 2050 to 2105 cuts back to Zeno and the Grand Priest for exposition and cuts back to the stands. 2126 to 2141 cuts back to Beerus and Whis for exposition. 2143 to 2155, Beerus gives more exposition. Beerus' serious animation in the stands was reused 4 times. The Grand Priest and Zeno's talking animation was either reused or reskinned 4 times. The U11 stands animation with Toppo as the focus was reused 3 times. These are all approximations, but this is what I got from this, because I might have made some, I might have forgotten some things, or I might have not highlighted something. So these are estimations. The episode cut away from the fight about 25 times. The episode reused animations about 22 times. The episode espoused exposition about 18 times. The episode only went for 1 minute, without using exposition, cutting back to the stands, or recycling animation. Approximately 7 to 80% of the episode, not including the intro, pre-cap, or the outro/preview, consisted of recycled animations, exposition, and cutting back to the stands. The other 20 to 30% were either explosions, unique animation sequences, and standing/staring. Now, I'm awaiting all of your salty comments, from all my haters. I'm awaiting all your salty excuses that you're going to give for this episode, despite the fact that this is a $1 billion franchise. I'm awaiting all of you on Toei's payroll to defend Toei in the comment section. I look forward to it, okay? Try to explain this shit away. Try to defend this to the best of your ability. My final rating for this episode is a 1.5 out of 10. It's a dumpster fire. Straight up, it's just a dumpster fire. Too much recycled animation, way too much exposition, and way too much cutting from the stands and away from the fight. Goku mastering Ultra Instinct is an insult to my intelligence, and the only thing that was cool about the episode was Goku mastering UI. That's it, but again, it only lasts 30 seconds, so I guess I'm done here. Let me know what you think down below. Your boy Ars is out.
I gotta leave, okay?
John, we just started. Come on, man.
Listen, there's a lot to see in this life. Not wasting it here.